Our next assignment is the broadcast interview. Now, listen, I don't expect you to be interviewing someone if it's not safe. I really don't want you to do that because it's not that important. That was an assignment that I created years ago to get us out of the classroom and put us into the television studio on the Fall River campus. And we did. We did go there. And it's not open today. It's not open. We're online, and if we were in at school, it was nothing is open, so we couldn't possibly do that. What you will see on our website, on our class site, I should say, underneath where it says, under course content, where it says text handouts, class videos, presentations, right under that, you'll see that I put in broadcast interview examples. Press on that, and you will see maybe a dozen examples of students from the past. And this is very nostalgic for me. I think this was in 2017, and I had asked that class if they would allow me to post their videos in perpetuity. They will stay here forever as examples. And not everyone said yes, and that's fine. But the people who did say yes, that's what you're seeing. So these students have graduated from Bristol Community College. Some of them I keep in touch with. They've graduated from their four-year schools in master's programs now, and they were in the honors program just like you. The whole idea of the assignment was to have a conversation with someone, and you are the public speaking student, and your job is to conduct an interview. And it can be on something silly, it could be on serious, and it's only about 5 minutes, right? Most interviews that you will see, like on the Today Show morning interviews, are 4 to 6 minutes. They're not long, they're really not. And the host's job is to keep the guest speaking. So you have to be a good listener, and you have to prepare well your questions with open questions, closed questions, probing, hypothetical. And when you read the handout that goes along with that, those terms are defined. But in no way is this a technical assignment that you have to robotically say, I have to have so many questions on this or that. What you should do, if you're going to do it, and if there's a safe person in your bubble, in your quarantine bubble, that you could possibly do this with, that will be great. But not that if it's not safe. And definitely you can wear your mask the whole time, and that's fine too, because this is not worth it to get, expose yourself to any kind of flu bug, cold, COVID-19. No, not worth it. So if it wasn't for COVID-19, I'd be asking you to find somebody, but I'm not doing that. I'm with you. Stay home. But if you do find someone, let's say your little brother, and you say, okay, I'm going to interview my brother about him playing, then you have to think of a topic. Well, he likes to play soccer, and he's on a good team, a travel team. I'm going to interview him about his experiences with soccer, like how he got involved in it, why he likes soccer, what his future plans are, or what position he plays, what are some funny things that have happened on the soccer field. Those kind of curious type of questions, because you want to draw him out. So the center of attention is on him and not on you. And your job is to conduct this for 5 minutes, and it's really a pass-fail assignment. Let's put it that way. Everyone's going to pass if you just do it. So it was just the art of conversation. When you look on the handout, let me see if I can get the handout here. The handout. It says, does it say? You know how well prepared I am. You know why? It's because I have. No, there's no excuse why I don't have it right here. The handout says. What does the handout say? Prepare a broadcast interview. Now, we did this in the television studio on Fall River campus at BCC, but it didn't get broadcast anywhere. It was just for us. And everybody got a DVD with everybody, so like a souvenir. For television with someone in our class, on our campus, or from the community. For example, it might be an interview with one of your professors on his or her field. We can't be together. With a student leader on a campus organization, on an upcoming event, with an active member of our community who has a message or a human interest piece with a member of our class or with a family member. Now, if you want, if you know a way, if technologically you can, but on Zoom, make a copy of your Zoom and that you are interviewing someone, fine. That's great. That way I could see you doing it. And you would record it and then you would send me the link or send me the video vis-a-vis, like through VoiceThread. That would be great. But I'm not expecting you to do that. I'm really not. So I would suggest a family member who you're already in the quarantine bubble in. Your dog, if he'll talk back to you, I don't know if he will, but your job is to find a person, come up with a topic, come up with a series of maybe 10 questions that you could ask this person for an informative, human interest type of interview. That's what I'm trying to say. It's just human interest. You're not ambushing them like it's a 60-minute ambush. It's not like that. It's just to get us information for human consumption, for just for entertainment and for, like, sharing a good story with us, or it's about a person's life. So it's an exchange of information. It's a conversation. Your job is to speak less and have the other person speak more. And so when you start the interview, you're going to look in the camera and you're going to say, "Hi, welcome to my show." And you can name your show if you want to. You can call it Julie's Justice, or you can say, TED Talk, not TED Talk, Keith Talk, time to have a Keith Talk or something like that. But so you can name your show if you'd like to, and then you turn away from the camera and you just speak with your guest, and the camera keeps rolling, right? And we watch the two of you have this conversation. You might have to have it, if you are going to do it with someone, you might, in your family, you still might have it a distance away so you're not spitting on each other. That's why I do recommend the masks, and I don't have a problem if you both do it with your masks on. And your job is to keep it rolling. Now, maybe you'll have the clock next to you, so you'll know in 5 minutes. You're trying to stay in 5 minutes, 5 to 6 minutes. You don't want it to go any longer. And so you ask your questions, you listen to what they say. You might find that you have 10 questions prepared, but you only say 3 questions because the person you're interviewing speaks a lot. Like if you notice some of those, so 2 students interviewed me, one on teaching and one on my multiple sclerosis, and I get so excited and I love the whole energy with the students. So you don't have to ask me a lot of questions, but you're going to listen. So you might find out that you have your questions prepared because you listened to their answers. You have a follow-up question that's nothing you prepared, but just based on the answers, right? So you don't have to be perfect to make a perfect interview. It can be a lot of fun. And maybe you want to interview your mom or your dad, and for sentimental reasons. I mean, it's Thanksgiving time. I know you're thankful for your family. So if you are living with them, maybe this is a perfect assignment for you. I just don't want you to go crazy with this assignment and not do anything that's going to put you at risk. Please don't. And on the calendar, it says it's due November 22nd, but I want to extend this to November 29th, so 2 weeks more, past Thanksgiving. Because I was thinking today, I said, you know what, I wasn't going to give you any assignment for Thanksgiving week to do except for discussion board. But then I thought, well, maybe you are going to see someone on Thanksgiving, and that you would interview that person, maybe, I don't know, and give you a little bit more time to think about it. So it'll be due for November 29th, and I'll make sure I email everyone with that too. All right, so that's that. So watch those examples. Those were your peers. I know it's not fair. They're in the TV studio and we're not. But there's a reason why we all living and thriving and surviving COVID-19. And it's heartbreaking to think that the numbers are going up. And please do not be one of those numbers. Me too. Nobody wants to be the last person to get COVID-19. A vaccine is coming, and we have to be as safe as we can be. I am not having a Thanksgiving dinner this year for the first time ever. It's just going to be my boyfriend and I. That's it. Just dinner for 2. That's it. I'll see my grandchildren on Thanksgiving Day if it is a nice day. I just do yard visits with them. I've not been in their house. And we both wear a mask. I say both because my 4-year-old and I have been wearing the mask for a long time, and now my 2-year-old granddaughter's wearing a mask as well. and we're not face to face. In fact, when I go to hug her, and I have touched her, the first 2 months I never touched my first 10 weeks I never touched my grandchildren in March and April and going into May. But now my granddaughter read this in the New York Times, and she's 4 years old. She's reading the New York Times. I think it was in the house, and she looked at it. But she backs up to me, so her face is this way because my face is this way, and then I hug her like this, and then she turns around and she kisses my belly. It's so sweet, and we have our masks on, and then we always play at a distance. So we're maybe it's an abundance of caution, but we're very careful with each other. So I will see them Thanksgiving morning if there is a nice weather out, and then I probably see them. I see them a lot. I see them 3 or 4 times a week outside. That's how we do it. So. Broadcast interview. It is your assignment. Please take time to look at some of these interviews from the past. It's it's not fair because you're not in the TV studio and they are, but it's kind of fun to see the topics that they picked, and some of them are very serious, some of them are silly, but they're all very genuine. Teaching methods with Kelsey and Joyce is the first one. Costume design with Tanya and Lynn. Lizzie Borden with Scott and Danielle. Very interesting topics. Bipolar with Alexis and the mom. The mom has bipolar, and the daughter interviewed her for the whole class to see. It was precious. It was precious. Diabetes. What's it like for different people? One is a toxology technician was interviewed. Video games with Ryan and Patricia. They were a husband and wife team. So funny. You gotta watch that one. Video games with Ryan and Patricia. They laughed all the way through it. They laughed.
Today we're back talking in the studio with my wife Patricia Mendonça about an epidemic that's been hitting the country worldwide, everywhere. There's been studies in Amsterdam, and it's about video gamers getting addicted to the video games. And in America today, more and more video games are available on our cell phones, which is now actually starting to rise from being just a juvenile problem to adults also. So thank you, Patricia.
Thank you, honey.
So today we're here to discuss video gaming addiction. And what's your addiction of choice?
GOW.
I know. I don't usually show you the computer screen because it's not a good video, but I want to encourage you to watch some of these because they're just genuinely the best. They really are. And this is what I'm looking for you to do, to interview somebody. Once again, don't put yourself into harm's way and have fun with it. It doesn't have to be serious, and it's pass-fail. So there's no 100, there's no 80, there's no 90. Everyone gets 100. It's pass-fail. If you do it at all, you get full credit. That's how it's going to be. But have fun with the art of interviewing, and it's all about listening. It's listening and feeling comfortable. Okay, I've said enough. I always say more than I need to say, and more than you're probably listening to. I don't blame you. But I wish so much we were together, and yet in some ways I feel like we are together because I'm getting to know you, and I'm seeing you being more and more comfortable with this crazy world we're living in here, and who knows what your personal life is like, but you're battling through, and you're strong, and I'm very impressed, and you should be impressed too. So I will see you. I will see you by November 29th with your broadcast interview. Any way you can get it done. Thank you.